Welcome to Wrestling with Success, the best and only podcast for the wrestlers of tomorrow. Please welcome your host, Nigel? Oh, right. Your host and future champion, Neil McMillan.
Yeah.
So, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 34 of Wrestling with Success. And what's that noise again? What's that background noise? Where is the professionalism in this podcast? Again, I'm sorry, guys, I'm in the car, but there's a very good reason for it. There's a very good reason for it because tonight, literally about half an hour ago, I went to Hustle Pro Wrestling Training School in Enfield for the first time. I've been meaning to go to this for such a long time, always on a Saturday, and being the dad of the year that I am, Saturdays are like horrific for me to try and get a permission slip signed by the wife to go to one of these training sessions. But they did a midweek session and I was all over it. As soon as I knew, I was all over it. On a Thursday, and it was the first time I've been there, run by Savvy Sid, who I found out his real name the other day, and it broke the dream. We're friends on Facebook. I almost wish we weren't, because now I know his real name. The gimmick, I don't see him as a real person. I want to see him as Savvy Sid. So that broke my heart a little. But apart from that, he's a head trainer down there, and it delivered. It was everything I wanted. The main thing was the setup. Look, let's take it from the start. So the setup is at a school. I'm not going to remember the school's name. I'm not going to remember. Edmonton County School. If I've nailed that, I'm impressed with myself. Edmonton County School. We're going to go with that. I'm going to put the directions in the post when I post this anyway. Edmonton County School. It's a great setup. A really big school. Easy parking. So parking is not an issue. I'm not going to lie to you, I struggled finding a place. I don't know if it was because me being a donut, but as soon as I kind of go anywhere on like that part of the M25, I immediately, I panic. Anything near London and driving, I panic. And it might not even be near London, but to me, that's going inside the circle. That's London to me. That's congestion. That's fines and double yellows everywhere and traffic lights. And I am not good in that situation at all, which is why I live out in the sticks where I do, so I don't get any of that. So I ended up parking outside the front gates of the school, like a mum waiting for their child to finish. Parked outside the front. I ended up being late because I didn't realise that as you drove around the corner of this entrance, there's another entrance which goes down to the kind of auditorium part. I'm going to say auditorium, if the kids still call it auditoriums. The auditorium part, the gymnasium part of the school, and this is where the training session's held. Lovely facilities, great parking. Jump straight in. Great big, I'm going to call this a gymnasium. Great big gymnasium with the ring slap bang in the middle. And and it was a good crowd. There was a good, probably about 15 to 20 people there for a last minute Thursday session as well. So went round, did my hellos, did my greets, quickly got my pads on because I didn't want to miss out on anything, or quickly jumped in, and we were doing up and overs, I think, on the ring. And I've said this before in previous podcasts, I'm at that point in my journey now where I almost wish that I've had a ring from the start, because I think I've developed some bad habits in terms of running the ropes, even just being in a ring at all. I'm not comfortable with that, and it's awkward because I feel like I'm at that part of my journey where I could potentially be on shows, as long as I work out the match perfectly. I mean, I've been on shows, but I still feel like a complete noob every time I step into the ring, because it's a whole different environment for me. And this is why I've made this hustle training my priority, is the fact that they can offer the ring, and along with the trainer as well. I like Savvy Sid. I'm not going to call you by your real name, you son of a bitch. I like Savvy Sid as well. I like his character base. I like how he teaches. So this is exactly what I needed. We were doing so leapfrogging up from the outside of the apron over on into the ring. The first one, I fell flat on my ass, got back up, tried it again. That wasn't so bad. I feel like I've got the confidence for that now. I rolled backwards in a ring, up and over, but it sounds stupid, but just rolling in a ring, I should be so used to it now. I'm used to rolls, but rolling a ring, I've got to try it. Now I've got to compete with the fact that if I do it too heavy of a roll, I'm doing a bump, and I'm making noises that I shouldn't be making, and it's looking a lot sloppier. But not only that, it's a lot easier for me to roll because I get that spring off the ring. So it's a whole new learning curve for me, but it's one that's necessary and one I'm looking forward to taking. We did up and overs, and then it got to a point as well where we split the group, so we were going to do drop kicks. So I kind of went towards I've rarely done a drop kick before, to the crash mats to try and practice that. The rest of us kind of had to do a 10-second spot in a match which ended in a drop kick. I moved over to the crash mat part because I didn't feel comfortable doing it. Well, I'm just getting overtaken. I'm driving at an adequate speed limit. I might be recording a podcast at the same time, but this Ford Fiesta motherfucker has just overtaken me. Jeez Louise! I'm not going to chase him. I'm in a Citroen C1. That's my drive. I'm Jewish. I like to save money, so I've got the most economical little car in the world. So all dignity goes out the window, and the pounds are saved when I drive this Citroen C1. And it is not a car to reciprocate an overtake. And I've dropped my phone now and everything. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. No one will know as long as you don't say anything. There we go. You didn't even notice. So I've got to get out of ring time. So I went to, rather than taking a drop kick in the ring, because it's not so much. I'm quite happy delivering a drop kick, getting the height, keeping my feet together. For some reason, I have that. I don't practice. I've never practiced it before. I did my first drop kicks last week before at drop kicks. And I had no problem doing it. And but for some reason, it's the landing backwards. It's effectively a front bump, but it's trying to do that in the most controlled manner as possible. So I did it on a crash mat. Everything that went well. So Savvy Sid put me in the ring with some of the more experienced guys, and it's weird as well because it's like I'm in that kind of in between. I feel like a noob, and I still feel like I need to learn all the basics. But at the same time, I feel like I've got some tools in the toolbox to be able to move up to that advanced class, but at the same time I still feel like a fucking noob. I haven't got the core, I haven't got the basic stuff, and just running the ropes and stuff like that. That's the stuff that I need to do. We did a little spot, we did a few hope spots and everything. But all in all, I jumped off the turnbuckle as well. I jumped off the turnbuckle for the first time, which sounds so surreal. I've been doing this it's coming up to a year now. And it's the first time I've really jumped off a turnbuckle, jumped off the apron into the ring, jumped over the ropes. These are all things that I'm only just learning now, which is a shame really, but at the same time I'm excited because I feel like I've got a good 30% of stuff done. I've got that. I'm ready. I've got that in the locker. That 30% is enough of a basis for me. But I need to. I'm happy to get that other 70%, even another 20% at just the ring stuff. Get that locked down. Get that understood, and hopefully Hustle can offer me that. And at the end, he said that there'll be another Thursday session as well. So if you're thinking of going to Hustle, this is my kind of podcast to kind of recommend it, give it the tip of the cap. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It gave you the opportunity to do what you wanted to do and learn, but also provided the structure to okay, try this as well and see how you get on with this, which I think is a good balance. There's some places that you go to where it's just, try what you want to try. That to me, I can't work well with that. I need to be told what I need to learn, so and then build from there. So I need that kind of structure, but also it is good to give that flexibility of, if you want to try this, feel free to, here's the ring, try it. And all I wanted to say was, I just want to run the ropes. I just want to run the ropes for at least half an hour. The whole ring to myself, let me run the ropes for half an hour, like practice getting in and out of the ring, just the simple stuff that I wanted to do. So I'm going to have to save some pennies, and I'm going to have to hire a ring for an afternoon and just get that locked down, because I want that to be second nature to me. I need to get that. So I catch up with the character, and I catch up with. It's all very well that I'm on shows, but the fact that I can't jump off a turnbuckle, or jump up from the apron into the ring, or run the ropes efficiently, is a little bit like, I don't want to be that guy. And I got to say as well, the ring, it was like. It must have been brand new or something. It was the shiniest thing I've ever seen in my life. All the wooden boards underneath, perfect. Like they'd just been cut perfectly and sanded down today. Like everything was just spot on. So that's one thing I will say. Other people that are there as well. I saw Rich and Famous, who I've seen before. He was on the Overboard Rumble as well, so I saw him again. Danny Duggan, it's the first time I met Danny Duggan tonight, and what a talent! Jesus Christ, what a talent! Even just these little examples, these little run through, his drop kicks, his jumping into the ring, his running the ropes, everything was crisp, and what a talent. The guy's got a great look as well. And yeah, so it's good to meet a whole new crop of people. Look forward to working with them going forward in the future. So I'll be looking to go there next Thursday, and the best thing is, this is another add-on bonus for me going training at Hustle on a Thursday. If they continue doing the Thursday sessions, is they've got a showcase cinema. Not a showcase cinema, what am I, in Bluewater? They've got a Cineworld, which is ridiculous. Where I am Dad of the Year, Husband of the Year, I don't get a lot of time to go to the cinema to go see films that I want to see. For us to go to the cinema to go and see a film, it takes weeks, months of planning and negotiations for babysitters, which now I can go to training, I can finish training, I can go around the corner, and I can go to Cineworld. No qualms whatsoever going on my own. No qualms whatsoever. What a delight. Just about to sit there, peace and quiet, watch a film. No qualms. So next Thursday, session goes ahead, I'm getting me some Black Panther. I'm going to go see me some Black Panther after. So there's another little add-on bonus. If you like movies, you like to go cinema, and you like your wrestling training, Hustle's the training place for you. So, all right, but nobody come to Black Panther Cineworld. All right, don't spoil that for me. All right, that's my me time after training next week. So, I highly recommend that you go to Hustle Training. I don't know what to call it. Hustle Pro Wrestling Training. We'll go with that. Hustle Pro Wrestling Training. As long as I say hustle, you know exactly what I mean. Highly recommend you go there. Hopefully they keep up these weekday sessions, and I'll be attending there. They do the Saturday sessions, I think it's between 11 and 2. So if you can't do the Thursday sessions, definitely recommend you get down there for that. Get in contact with him, the Hustle Instagram page, Facebook page. Very responsive. So definitely give him a message if you're interested. But apart from that, guys, it's time for fan time. 1, 2, 3. No jingle because I'm driving in a car. I'm a busy boy at the minute. As you can tell, I've got to record these podcasts in the car. I haven't actually had time to sort my life out. We're currently, me and the wife are trying to get our kitchen remodeled, as well as all our flooring done and a few bits around the house. So I am in severe negotiations with Ren, with benchmarks, with other kitchen suppliers to try and get me my Jewish lowest price. So I have been a busy boy. But next week, 100% I'll be back with the interviews, and I've got a stack of people lined up for lots of knowledge and lots of training tips as well. But in terms of fan time, so we just had the Royal Rumble, and I've got to say, I'm going to come off the bat straight away and say, the men's Royal Rumble, I did not rate it at all. All over Twitter and everywhere everyone I've spoken to, for some reason they really enjoyed this, like the best Royal Rumble in years, as in that men's Royal Rumble. I couldn't disagree more. It was so the Bulfin Rumble that we took part in that Sunday, I feel, was better than the men's Royal Rumble. Hands down. You should have put that at the top of the show, Bulfin Rumble. But the men's Royal Rumble didn't really get it at all. The women's Royal Rumble smashed it. To me, that is exactly what they needed to do. And that was a lot better than I thought it was. It was a bit of a shock at first, having that as the main event. When that first happened, I was like, shit, how can they do this? But I'm glad they did, because they probably knew what they got planned for the men's Royal Rumble and thought, oh, this is actually pretty shit. I mean, Shinzei winning it, I'm quite happy with that. It's pretty good. I like the commotion for Reigns and Cena at the end. That was quite good. Rey Mysterio, how good did Rey Mysterio look? He looked epic. It's like such good shape. So Rey Mysterio coming back. But apart from that, the Heath Slater thing, they should have kept that going throughout the whole match. Without a doubt. That was the only bit of entertainment of that Royal Rumble, was Heath Slater. Every time somebody would come out, would knock him down before he even got in a ring, eliminated Sheamus, and then he was knocked out. And the only other, so that, and when Jinder Mahal got eliminated, and the New Day just pummeled him with pancakes, that was far too funny than what it sounds. That was incredible. So those two moments were the highlight of the men's Royal Rumble, which is ridiculous when you think about it. No real returns or anything apart from Rey Mysterio. Nothing to really shout about. They ruined Dolph Ziggler. I can't understand how every now and then there'll be a little change or something. You think, all right, okay, now they're gonna pull the trigger on him, and this is gonna be something special. This is his moment. And every single time that you think that, or he's out for a little while and then he comes back, or he has a change of character or something, they just ruin him, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So when he came out number 30, I thought, shit, like, okay, there's got to be some sort of, there's got to be something. You can't just ruin his return just on that number 30 spot just to get him thrown out. There's no chance. And then he came out number 30, ruined his spot, and then he got chucked out straight away. What a waste. So if I was him, I would be reviewing my contract, and it's not a good spot to be in. But Women's Royal Rumble delivered, and jeez, Trish Stratus. I mean, I was a big Trish Stratus fan back in the day, but I fell in love when she came out. Incredible. I was on the phone to my solicitor organising a divorce to my wife. She was that good. I wasn't, just in case anybody tells my wife that. That is a bold and over-the-top statement I just said. But Trish Stratus, it sounds very, just beautiful. Honestly, she was stunning. And me and a few of my pals were sitting there, jaws on floor, honestly. And it was good. I even enjoyed the Bellas coming back. I enjoyed the whole Royal Rumble, to be honest. I fell asleep due to being in the Bulfin Rumble during the triple threat tag team, triple threat Universal title match. I fell asleep during that. Not much of a highlight reel for that, apparently, except from obviously Braun Strowman giving him a knee, stiffing him, and then Brock sending some stiff potatoes straight back to him. But apart from that, it was probably one of the better Royal Rumbles of the past couple of years, but only because of the women's Royal Rumble. And Ronda Rousey, Jesus, how good did Ronda Rousey look? You had Trish Stratus, and then you had Ronda Rousey, and just wow. It made me a very happy boy seeing all of that. And I mean, it was very awkward with the, all right, now I've got to point to the sign and stand here and try and get that photograph moment, which they did, they achieved. But I'm interested. I'm looking forward to Ronda Rousey. I am a little bit like, well, why didn't they just put her in the Royal Rumble? If she's going to be competing and she wants to go at WrestleMania, why the hell didn't they just put her in the Royal Rumble? Even if she is green and she's still learning, I'm sure she would have enough savvy about her to kind of, I don't know, do something. But then I suppose you don't want her losing the Royal Rumble, but you do if Asuka's still going to win. So I kind of get that. But it was good to see her. I'm glad they've finally done it. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I hope it's not a four-way. I would like to see Ronda versus either Charlotte or Asuka. Not Alexa Bliss. I'm not really feeling that. Or Steph. I still want to see this Rock and Ronda versus Triple H and Steph. That to me is gold. There is money written everywhere around that. But that's what I thought of Royal Rumble, and that is it from me this week, guys. Back to normal interviews next week. I've got some incredible guests lined up. I just thought I'd share this episode, my experience of going to Hustle Pro Wrestling Training School in Enfield. I highly recommend you do the same. Check it out. Keep an eye on their posts. Find out when they're doing the sessions. Message Savvy Sid. It's got a tip of the cap from me, 100%. So that is it from me this week. Thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you for following me on this wrestling journey. And guys and girls, I look forward to wrestling a match with you all soon. And I'm sorry about the background noise. The quality, well, I nearly died just then. Just as my send-off, I nearly died. There we go. I'm taking it home, and I nearly pulled out in front of a car. That is it from me. Speak to you next week before I die.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for following my journey. It means a lot that you're all joining me along for the ride. And not only that, I'm hoping you're getting some inspiration out of this. This is what I'm doing it for, is to try to inspire people, try to get more people into wrestling, try to get exposure for all these guests, all these great guests and future guests. And if you guys want to help, it would be much appreciated if you could go over to iTunes and leave this podcast a review, Wrestling with Success. And I want you to be as honest as possible. If you hate the show, if you hate my voice, if you want me to speak a little bit higher, if you want me to speak a little bit lower, then please let me know on the feedback. Any sort of review. That's all I'm asking for, guys. It helps get the names out there for all the previous guests and the ones to come. Thank you again for listening. It means a lot. Much love.